Russell Westbrook once and for all put to bed any question of whether he's a point guard? From the Opubco Studios in Oklahoma City, I'm Mike Sherman, and this is Inside Thunder Basketball with Darnell Mayberry. Darnell's in Chicago, where last night Russell Westbrook went for 29 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds in the Thunder's 98-85 victory over the Bulls, a duel between the two top point guards taken in last year's draft, and Westbrook prevails. Darnell, is it time to just say he's a point guard and leave it alone?
Yeah, and I think it's long overdue to reach that conclusion. Russell Westbrook is a point guard. I think what Oklahoma City fans have wanted to see from him since he got drafted was him become a pass-first point guard, and that's not what he is. Frankly, that's not what some of the most successful point guards in this league are. You look at Chris Paul, Darren Williams, Steve Nash is even an elite scorer. So these guys are putting the ball in the basket, and Russell Westbrook is in that mold. He's shown you over the last 10 games that he can rack up assists, but he's also able to score, and I think that's really helping the Thunder, and it benefits the whole team. And it's not just sort of a selfish way of scoring. It's really benefiting the whole team because it gives them another weapon that a lot of teams don't really have. And you can't really control a guy like that. It really makes your team that much more versatile.
Darnell, why do you think this question is so compelling? Why do you think a lot of people in Oklahoma City keep coming back to it?
You know, I think because Russell's young, number one, and, you know, his blemishes certainly show. I mean, his turnovers were a problem last year during his rookie season. He had a tendency to play out of control and too fast at times. So his blemishes and his flaws really did show up a lot. And, you know, I think when you go back and look at Chris Paul, they saw Chris Paul as a rookie and they said, this is supposed to be like. Well, Chris Paul is an exception. Not many rookies come into the league doing what Chris Paul did. So I think Oklahoma City fans were spoiled, and really they had a bad first example for Chris Paul because no one's going to come in and do what Chris Paul did. And Russell Westbrook is learning the ropes. He's learning them slowly, but he's going to get there.
Finally, Darnell, in this streak that Russell Westbrook's played so well in December and now in January, you've seen totals like 10 assists, 1 turnover. I mean, the turnover ratio, he's down to 1.8 a game as far as averaging turnovers. That's an incredible improvement over last season. What do you think's the biggest factor in that?
I think he's slowing down. Like I wrote about in Tuesday's editions of the Oklahoman, he, you know, for the most part this season, he's really almost made it a point to prove that he can be that pass-first guy, that controlled, methodical point guard who comes down and sets up the offense and gets everyone involved. And that's really what he's been so far. But, you know, you can't lose sight of his scoring ability, and he can't lose sight of his scoring ability. And I think it hurts him when he does try to be too much of one thing and not enough of the other. There's a stat that's starting to float around here, and I'll point it out real quickly. Of the second-year players who are averaging 16-plus points, 6 assists, and 4-plus rebounds, Russell Westbrook is among an elite list. The names are Chris Paul, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Gilbert Arenas, Steve Francis. Those are the only players who average 16, 6, and 4 or more in those categories in their second season. Russell Westbrook is in that group. So, you know, whatever you want to consider him, just consider him to be a good player.
Thanks, Darnell. That's all for this edition of Inside Thunder Basketball with Darnell Mayberry. But you can stay with the best coverage team anywhere, every day at News OK and every morning in the Oklahoman.